Alright, well, I didn't think I was going to film this part, and I wasn't sure how this headliner was going to work and how much I might be cussing. Oh, I'll be so glad when I'm done with this. What a pain in the... What is shaking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Meandering Outdoors. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you're back again, thanks for clicking and subscribing and catching up with us on all these awesome outdoor adventures, including the most recent van build. Here lately, if you've been following around a while, you know we got this new adventure wagon that I've been building out. It's been a slow process, but we're getting there, and today I'm working on getting more of this framing done. I've done a bunch of little odds and ends things, some small stuff here and there. Slowly putting in some of the insulation, got that ceiling done. Yeah, just some small things, just kind of piddling around. Today I'm going to work on, like I said, getting some more framing done, shoving insulation in, just getting ready to get that appointment made with the mechanic so I can get all the body mounts replaced on this thing. Well, at least the ones across the back end here. Those are the ones that are shot. The very rear ones completely blown out. There's nothing there, so we're going to get that taken care of before we start putting down a floor. But until then, I can do all the other little stuff, so we're gonna plug along on that a bit today. Well, I got the framing section in here for the windows, so I'm going to get the old piece of blow mold trim. I decided I'm going to reuse those and just paint them black to match the other ones that I had on the door windows. So yeah, dry fit that real quick, make sure I did this right. Well, it's just setting in there, but win, right on to the next. Yeah, that fit in there pretty good, nice and snug. Looks good. It'll be nice once I clean that up and get it painted black. I'm sure a lot of you are seeing the good old-fashioned pink insulation. I had it, so I didn't have to pay for it. And what I pulled out of this thing was the household pink insulation from 30 years ago. And if rodents wouldn't have decided they wanted to use this as their apartment, I wouldn't have probably pulled it out because it was totally fine. Only thing I didn't like about it is what they used was the paperback stuff, and this doesn't have any paper backing, because that's what gets wet and then molds and causes all kinds of issues. Plus I left space at the bottom, things can drain out. I'm not going to go all the way down to the floor with material anyway. It'll just be a little piece or two under the window trim there, because the cabinet's going to go there. Bed and everything down there. Other side bed, and then like a little kitchen cabinet counter thing there. So I'm not going to use material to put in spaces where you can't see it anyway. Just a waste of material, waste of money, and more weight. I'm going to keep this thing as light as possible. That's always the key, because we'll start throwing all kinds of junk in here. Alrighty. And I'll be putting some new upholstery here, new headliner. I got that ordered up. Got it just off of Amazon. It was like $50 for 4 of those like Mexican style blankets. So like 2 of them are like black, white, and gray, which matches the front interior perfectly. So I'm going to cut those up and use that. And then the other 2 will be decorative blankets for in the back. They've got like kind of like a rusty orange kind of color or something like that on there. Maybe like a little bit of a teal or something. I can't remember. Y'all will see later. Yeah. And that worked out really well too, because I ran the wire chase all the way up through there, so those wires are nice and protected. That'll get a nice piece of trim over the top of them that's removable, in case I need that access in the future. Hopefully not, but you never know. Yeah, really hoping to get this van done by, hopefully at least by May, mid-May, hopefully. Be really nice to have it done and ready to go. Our anniversary is around the end of May there. That's usually when we start heading out doing all kinds of stuff, hitting the road, doing some weekend warrior stuff. And you guys know me, I try to be out and about all the time, but this weather finally kicking in, got rid of those storms, and it's supposed to be almost like 80 degrees or something. And like a week ago, it was literally freezing. But the fruit trees just popped. I'm going to show you guys our peach tree real quick. This thing just, it always does really well, but this year it just absolutely exploded with blossoms. There were just a ton of bees and hummingbirds in this thing the other day. Super cool. Looks like the barrel of alpine berries is starting to put off a bit.
The next day.
All right, well, the Mexican blankets came in. I didn't think I was going to film this part because I don't do upholstery, and I wasn't sure how this headliner was going to work and how much I might be cussing. It's going pretty good though, I must say. So far it's going in pretty well. Starting to get it stretched and sticking over there, but yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Might even actually look okay. Using the 3M90 max strength. And let me tell you, that stuff works amazingly well. I was pretty impressed. I was pretty nervous about making a mess and stuff, but that stuff sprays on pretty clean, and within a couple minutes it was tacky enough that it's holding up, and it's still pliable enough that like you can peel it back and kind of smooth out wrinkles and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this thing stuck up there and see what happens. I stuck a little piece of cardboard in here just to keep the wires from getting glue on them. kind of under here using this roller to
make sure I'm getting good contact with the fabric and paneling underneath here. Definitely not going to be winning any car shows or anything, but it's coming along all right.
Well, 4 hours later, and my first ever headliner went in. Not too shabby. Stretched out pretty nice. Took one full blanket and 1 1/4 cans of the 3M glue. I think it turned out alright. Not too shabby.
Even updated the rocker switches. Look pretty sharp.
It's a little bit off, but trying to stretch that and get it to stick really well by myself was not the easiest, but it works.
Now that the hard part's over, we might as well start cutting out door panels and get some fabric on those. Use the rest of this can of glue.
Alright, y'all, that's a wrap on this one. Thank you all so much for tuning in every week and hanging out. And just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been doing with this year old van. We're getting there, little by little. Probably gonna cut the episodes of the van build for a little bit, get this thing camp worthy, and then we'll do an unveiling. Too much little stuff. It's hard to film, not that interesting. It's hard to make it interesting. So with that being said, y'all, the woods are for meandering. Appreciate all you so much. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.